wanted to review this movie a long time ago, but I didn't have my YouTube when this came out. So I finally found a reason. It opened back up in theaters. So, in my theaters anyway. So I was like, I could see one direction, or I could go back and watch Star Trek Into Darkness in the theater. So, I've got my Star Trek shirt on. Let's review Star Trek Into Darkness. Going on, film heads? I am the Modern Film Critic, and we are here talking about Star Trek Into Darkness. I'm sure you've seen 10,365,000 reviews of this already, but I'm here giving you my thoughts on it because I did not get to review it when it came out because, well, I didn't have a YouTube. I have a typed review on my website about it. You can go read it there. I'll have the link in the description. But it re-released in my theaters as well as World War Z, Monsters University, and next week they're re-releasing this at the end, so maybe I should review those too I already did. I can review this at the end, maybe. Anyway, that aside, we are talking about Star Trek Into Darkness, directed by J.J. Abrams, and the cast is back. We have Chris Pine as Kirk, and Zachary, I can't remember his last name, and he comes back playing Spock. Then you got Carl Urban playing Bones, and Simon Pegg playing Scotty, and they're all back. And then we got our villain, Benedict Cumberbatch, playing our villain. I can't remember his name. I mean, I remember his name, but I can't tell you really because it's a spoiler, but he has another name that I don't remember. But he plays our villain, so I'll call him our villain. And the guy is great. You know, I mean, I could sit here and talk about the other guys, Chris Pine and all them. They're all, I will for a second, they're all great. They come back and they do their thing, and they're always great to watch. Kirk and Spock's back and forth is really, it's not awful. When you watch it, you're like, oh, shut up. You watch it, and you're like, okay, I buy it, because they do progress and they get better, and it really shows a good friendship relationship between them two. But talking about our newcomer in the film, Benedict Cumberbatch as our villain, he is fantastic, and so is this movie. I absolutely loved this movie, and when it came out, I was like, if this is what we are in for in the summer, I am so pumped. Unfortunately, no films that came out after this blew me away like this one did. This film was so engaging and so much fun in so many ways, and Benedict Cumberbatch is our villain, and he is awesome, and I can't wait to see what he does after this. I wasn't a huge Cumberbatch fan before this because I just didn't see a lot of his work, but after this I was like, this guy, he has so much he's going to be so good in the future, especially I can't wait to see The Counselor. But anyway, this isn't a Benedict Cumberbatch review. This is a review for Star Trek Into Darkness. It follows Spock and Kirk. They're back at it. Kirk is now pretty much the leader of the Enterprise, and he's in control now. And they meet their terrorist. You know, he's blowing buildings up, and he is Benedict Cumberbatch. He's our villain. So whenever I first saw him, I was like, this is going to be so great. And as it kept going, it lived up to my expectations. I actually didn't see any trailers of this movie at all, so whenever I first saw it, I was like, oh my gosh. Everything that I saw was something new because I didn't see any, explosions in the trailers that I saw in the movie. I didn't see any trailers or any clips. I went into it fresh, and I loved it. Walking out of it, I was so excited. I was like, I have to see this movie again. Unfortunately, I never really found time to go back to the theater to watch it, but finally it re-released, and now I can see it again. It is such a great action film, and if you love the first Star Trek, you're going to love this one. With the first Star Trek, I really, really liked it, but it gets a little confusing towards the middle and towards the beginning. But with this one, it's pretty simple, and some people actually didn't like that, how simple it was. Some people thought it was a sort of like a TV episode. That's what it felt like. I didn't get any of that. I thought it was a blast throughout the whole movie. The story is very engaging. You're invested through it all, and the ending climax is so good. We got to talk about J.J. Abrams now with his direction. The guy knocks it out of the park, and he's doing Star Wars Episode 7, and watching this, I was like, okay, I can't wait to see what the movie looks like. As for the story and the plot, I really can't judge that right now, but as the visuals go, I cannot wait to see that. That is going to be a great nostalgia trip. J.J. Abrams is so good with the camera, he's so good with his visuals. The lens flares don't really bother me as long as he does them in small doses, and they're not everywhere. They are sort of overused sometimes in some of his films, but with this one it was fine. I really didn't even notice it that much. But J.J. Abrams, his direction is great. All the visuals in the film is great. The cinematography is great. I love the action. because you can understand it. It is comprehensible. There's no shaky cam. Maybe here and there, I really can't remember, but there's not a lot of shaky cam, and you can see everything. Especially the ending of this movie is just so good. The climax, like I said, between Spock and our villain, and there's very little flaws that I found in this movie. I actually couldn't find any at all. Whenever I first saw it, I was trying to remember. I remember me having a problem with one thing, but I don't really know. I can't remember. I rewatched it and I was like, this movie is so great. It is a great summer movie. And if you saw my top 5 favorite summer movies, you already know this is my favorite one. So this isn't a big shock to you guys that I love this movie so much. You got great performances, you got great action, you got great characters, you got a great plot, you got a great villain. Everything is so great about this movie. I can't wait to buy it on DVD and see it again on Blu-ray on my big screen. I want to go back and watch it again. It is such a blast, and it made me so happy when I first saw it because I was excited for the summer. Unfortunately, nothing really got that, great. So, I'm a huge fan of this movie. Like, I loved everything about it. J.J. Abrams, going back to him, I can't wait to see what he does with Star Wars, and I can't wait to see him do Star Trek 3. Leaving this, I was like, I kind of want him to push Star Wars back, just so he can do a Star Trek 3, because I'm actually more excited about that now than I am Star Wars Episode 7. I can't wait to see the next Star Trek films. I hope J.J. Abrams comes back to direct them, because the man knows how to do it. Some people hate him. I personally love the 2 films so far. I hope he comes back to do the 3rd one. Love this movie. Bang! 5 out of 5 stars for J.J. Abrams. And if you don't know what that was, it was me cocking my gun and doing that. Maybe I'll have a sound effect right there or something. I don't know. 5 out of 5 stars for Star Trek Into Darkness. I love this movie so much, and it was definitely one of my favorites of the year. What are your thoughts on Star Trek Into Darkness? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it as much as I did? Or if you didn't like it, why didn't you? And what kind of medication are you on? I'm just kidding, guys. Let me know your thoughts below in the comment section. I'm the From Critic, signing off.